Have y'all ever been in a situation where you were like, I wish I had never talked to that person. I wish I had never opened the door to that person. And by the end of it all, I know y'all remember that TikTok trend where it showed, and it was mostly women who showed the before and after the relationship and how they looked. And looking all toe up to the flow up. I've been there before, unfortunately, too many times. But it relates to the message today, which is that your energy is sacred. You are a garden. You have to tend to those that you allow to access that garden, to access your energy, because your presence, your energy itself is a blessing to people. And if people, aren't in alignment with you or who don't have your best interest in mind, you can't just give access to everyone. And I certainly am an authentic person. And what you're going to hear from me is really how I feel inside. Like there's like if I'm withholding any kind of information, it's for my safety or because it's strategically, I'm like, okay. But like in at the same time that you need to be mindful about who you give access to of yourself. And I've had to learn this very, very, very tough ways. You also have to choose what kind of information you share about yourself to other people around you who might not be in alignment with you for whatever reason. It could be that you intimidate them. It could be that they feel threatened by you. It could be that they're judging you. It could be that they're judgmental. It could be that they're religious. It could be that they're just not nice people. It could be that their shadow is ruling them. It could be that they're getting influenced by mimicry. There's so many different reasons why you have to be very protected of your energy. Because when we learn how to protect our energy efficiently and we're mindful about the types of people, including family, that we let near us, then our peace becomes protected. And then we're able to have joy. And then we're able to think clearly enough to focus on what we actually want to achieve and desire in our lives. And then we stop going in loops, whatever that loop may be, whether it's a grief loop, a chaos loop, a dependency loop. We can get out of these cycles that have not only kept ourselves captive, but probably our family. Because a lot, from what I am seeing, a lot of the trauma and a lot of the problems that we carry, especially my people of color, indigenous peoples, definitely has been inherited through the bloodline, through the DNA codes, y'all. And it is hard. It is so hard, y'all, to break out of these cycles. And like in particular, one of my major issues has been that I have allowed myself to be available to so many people. And it's because I have a very activated heart chakra. Like, I really care for people. I really want to help people. And I really want to think the best about people. And I really want to trust everyone. And now it doesn't mean that I don't care or trust or want to give in the same way, but it does mean that I'm smarter and wiser in how I hold myself and who I give access to my energy. Because the same person that you help pull out of a ditch could be the same person pushing you down the hole the next second, depending on where they're at in their stage of life or where they're at in their journey. And so it always comes down to what action are you taking to safeguard your energy. You might be asking, well, how does this apply in real life? I want you to think right now, and like, you don't have to talk to nobody. If you don't want to just think about it or meditate about it, get a journal, make sure nobody has access to it. Just use it to write in it. Ask yourself, is there anyone draining you right now? And it could be your boss, it could be your kid, It could be that's different though. To me, well, but that's a whole nother conversation. It could be your husband, it could be your boyfriend, it can be your girlfriend. Like, what is it in your life right now making you feel drained? Is it your mama? Who is making you feel drained right now? And then think about, okay, well, what about that person or that thing or that place that makes you feel drained? And think about one action that you can start doing today to change it. And it could be as little as, for example, if it's your boyfriend, he's draining you because he always wants to talk on the phone. I don't know how, he always wants to talk into the late night and you're not getting enough sleep to be good for the morning to go to work or, to go to school. So the one thing that you do today is say, hey, babe, I really love you. I really care for you, but I need my rest so that I can be the best person I'm going to be tomorrow morning. And I'm not going to love you no less. In fact, the anticipation of us going through the day and not seeing each other, it's going to make it better for the next time we see. Just having that open line of communication. And a lot of us don't want to do that. We don't want to be real like that to the people that supposedly care for us because we're afraid that they will no longer want to have us in our lives because we're being honest or because they will take their own projections about how they think you feel and then project it onto you, which happens a lot. And I'm here to tell y'all, if people do that to you when you're honest and you're being clear, explaining why you're saying those things, or can you change this action because you are draining me, and they still do the same thing, then it's time to take other actions to preserve your peace and safety and your expansion, your growth. And like a lot of people don't like when you're being really straightforward, or they try to gaslight you or change the subject or make you feel like nothing bad has ever happened, or that they don't acknowledge what you're saying is happening. But I know it's not as easy, like if you're dealing with a boss or employment situation, but there's certainly other things that you can do, like in different employment situations if you're feeling drained. Like, for example, one way I was feeling drained coming out of COVID was I was sitting on calls all day long, not walking around, not doing any movement. I definitely felt drained. I definitely felt it just was too much. I couldn't get lunch. I couldn't do anything besides sit at my computer all day. And it was like, it would put me in a very bad mood. And I was feeling burnt out. So what I started doing was putting intentional blocks on my calendar. Like, block, do not schedule over working. Block, do not schedule private. Like, I started doing blocks so that no matter who had access to my computer, I knew, and they know, don't schedule over those. That time is for me. Like, I need time to work. I need time to go walk around a corner. I need time to go to the bathroom. I need time to eat my lunch. So, like, that's just an example of how you can take aligned action. So if you know that something is draining you or something is deteriorating your energy, you can take these small steps to fix it. And sometimes, like for example, I know right now, there are certain things that are, draining my energy, and my personal capacity. And I've had, these very hard conversations. But when I had the conversation with certain people, it was with the understanding that I was doing it for my own best interest. Because if we're not trying to preserve ourselves, then what are we doing? Like, I think that, loving ourselves is foundational to any happiness and joy. Like, literally the biggest test, like, we have a lot of tests in this life. We have a lot of tests in this world, in this simulation that we're in, that is now becoming the celestial on earth. But the biggest test is how grounded in your love for yourself are you? Are you going to stand for what you believe? Are you going to stand and believe in yourself and your decision when no one else understands and when everyone else doubts you and when no one else believes in you? Are you going to stand in your love of God, in your connection to God in yourself? Let that be your ruling compass in whatever decisions you make.